Microtex supplied a battery bank of 288 kilowatt hours, 3000 ampere hour OPZB cells for installation in North Africa for a solar application. Can you tell us something about that experience?
Okay, we're going back a couple of years. The thing I remember most about that was the lack of understanding of some of the technical staff in evaluating the batteries when they were delivered. The other aspect was, critical aspect, was that the manual for operation of the batteries and the charging system, the charging regime, again, there was an English version and a foreign language version, were different. The translation was wrong. Came down to very basic points. We had a report that our batteries were leaking acid and that they were not responding to charge. So the first stage was we had to look at, it was a brilliant installation. Technically speaking, it was marvelous. We had access to 24-hour monitoring. We could look at all the results that were coming back.
Even the installation was very good.
The installation design was very good, I would say. But they didn't understand the basics of the batteries. And because of the problem of the translation,
I think the people were competent, but the local support was difficult for them. That is.
I'm going to disagree a little bit.
Okay.
I think the technical evaluation from the company was flawed. In some simple aspects. But when we looked at the installation and we looked at what was happening, we looked at the ampere hours, etc., we could not really understand why they were having a problem. So we sent out a team who stayed out. This was another desert location, no facilities around, hours away from the nearest hotel. Dedicated staff looking at this. So the first complaint, that there was acid on the surface of the lids, was looked at. This was a gel battery, gel electrolyte, and there was superficial gel-like material on the surface. When this was examined by our staff, it was identified as Vaseline, not acid gel. That was number one. The people who are responsible for maintaining the installation, not the technical authorities who were responsible for it, they didn't know any better. It was, in my opinion, a lack of training. Then, when it came down to the charging regime, we were able to see what the reality was. We were able to then look at translating from the original language into English, and we found there was a big error there, which would have prevented proper recharge of the battery. So that was reported back. We made the corrections to that. We then found that the operating instructions allowed discharging of single strings, but then not fully recharging one string to balance with another, then just swapping over to another string. And when they'd finished swapping over from one string to another, without being in just the right state of charge so that they were balanced. So that was another problem. We corrected that with a new set of instructions. So we even met up with the technical authorities who were running it. We got good cooperation, I have to say, and recognition that we were saying the right thing. But there was still a remote, shall we say, personnel who were not hands-on, who still needed lots of convincing. We got through in the end. The installation works well. They haven't had a moment's trouble. It was even subject to a local TV program, which showed this installation as a modern way of addressing the problems of energy shortage in these remote locations. And it was put as a model method of doing this. So we're very proud of their installation. What it showed was that without Microtex's dedicated, intense, and microscopic attention to detail, we wouldn't have resolved those problems. And we'd probably still be arguing to this day. But because they could see we knew what we were doing, and because they wanted to fix the problem, we were able to do that. And since that day, when we got everything sorted out, we've just been left and informed that everything is working in good order. Expected life is going to be more than specified. There's no doubt about it. So we know what we're doing, and we can. Our response is always to get to the bottom of a customer problem. I have worked with organisations which take a superficial view and then just say, they don't know what they're talking about, they're idiots. Just tell them they're doing it wrong, you forget it. Then you end up with disputes, you end up with legal cases. Since I've been with Microtex, we've not had any of that. And I'd like to think I had some influence in that, but I think it stems from the ownership of the company, from the MD down, and some key staff whose job it is to ensure that we understand customer requirements and that we understand what to give the customer. We don't look at what the customer asks for, we look at what the customer needs. And we take the trouble to understand what that need is. It goes far beyond a tender, it goes far beyond a customer query. It's that attention that we ensure and also that service that we guarantee.
Thank you, Mike.